And it's connecting. Good morning, everybody. This is Kevin Young, Region 1 Liaison for Georgia School Counselor Association. I hope you're all doing well, staying well during this pandemic. And thank you for joining us virtually for this professional learning, our virtual mini conference. This session we have with us Anna Adamson and Caroline Wilson from Junior Achievement. Looking ahead, our students will lead our businesses, advance our communities, and discover breakthroughs. And so it's my pleasure to introduce you to Anna, who's the Director for Junior Achievement of Northwest Georgia, and Caroline, Junior Achievement in Northwest Georgia's Programming Associate. So where I came to know Caroline, I got to meet her recently through our career fair at North Murray High School, where I work. And part of me almost, it rolls off the tongue to say she helped us put that together. Really, if anything, we helped her kind of get the snack cart together for the exhibitors. It was wonderful partnering with Caroline and Junior Achievement. Really made our lives easier. But they do that and so much more to develop our students, and really our students are our future workforce. And so right now, Junior Achievement of Georgia currently serves 1/3 of all middle school students in the state, if that tells you anything, with some locations in, let me make sure I'm getting this right, in Cumming and Gwinnett, Atlanta, and there's one under construction or about wrapped up in Dalton, Georgia. And so they cover a good chunk of our, they're readily accessible throughout Region 1. And so with that, in 2021, Northwest Georgia will indeed open the state's 4th facility. That's the Dalton one I mentioned under construction. So anyway, I'll turn it over to Anna and Caroline to tell us more about this partnership we can have between counselors and Junior Achievement for the development of our students.
Thank you, Kevin. So hi, everybody. I'm Caroline Wilson. I'm the Education Associate for JA in Northwest Georgia. Kevin, it was a pleasure working with North Murray a few weeks ago. The snack cart was a huge help. It really was. You'd be surprised at how much of a difference that makes. So that was awesome. I'm here with Anna Adamson, who is our Development Director. You want to say hi?
Hi guys, I'm so glad to be with you today. I'm Anna Adamson, Director of Development for Junior Achievement of Northwest Georgia. We're excited to share more about JA, its history, and also the newest addition in our portfolio, JA Discovery Centers.
All right, so I will take it away. We'll start. So this year, JA celebrated its 100-year anniversary. And since our founding in 1919, our mission has been to inspire and prepare young people to succeed in a global economy. And this has remained consistent throughout our history. So over our 70-year history in the state of Georgia and 55 years in Dalton, we have evolved with the needs of our communities and students to deliver impactful programs that teach students valuable skills and knowledge related to entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and workforce readiness. So those are our 3 main pillars. And today we're going to talk about the next innovation in our program portfolio.
So it was about 10 years ago that JA started working with our partners and really looking at what the challenge was in our state. And we determined that as an organization, we needed to really take a step back and look at the role we should play in the broader education landscape. So with our conversations with key stakeholders, and these included educators, school systems, as well as members of the business community, and it led us to the following insights. First, the dated learning experience. We were finding learning experience had become dated and was disconnected from the realities of today's economy. As a result, students were becoming disengaged from their education because they were not seeing the relevance of what they were learning and what that was going to do for their future. Second, feel that we were not effectively preparing our students to enter the workforce with the skills and competencies needed to not just get that first job, but also advance a career, which was leading to a growing skills gap. And finally, we have always said that education, its purpose was to fulfill its fundamental promise to create opportunity for all students by helping them and their families change their economic situation for the better. So as we look deeper, we realized that these issues all began to manifest themselves in the middle school level, starting with a decline in student engagement.
So JA is uniquely positioned to address these challenges by transforming the student experience to bring increased relevancy, authenticity, and application into everyday learning in a way that re-engages students in their futures. We do this through a joint venture approach between school systems and businesses with JA at the center. This model leverages the core competencies and resources of each to better prepare all students for the demands of tomorrow's economy. But what does that look like?
So starting in 2013, JA began to create state-of-the-art learning facilities called JA Discovery Centers in communities throughout Georgia, which provided a simulated environment where students can apply academic learning to real-world situations. These facilities contain two principal programs. In JA BizTown, students will learn not only what is an economy, but most importantly, they learn what their role is as an individual within that economy, as a citizen of a community, as an employee of an organization, creating products and services that bring value to that community, and as a consumer who ultimately purchases those products and services. Working in teams, students will take over real businesses for the day and see firsthand what it takes to go from a startup to sometimes a Fortune 500 company. JA Finance Park then provides a natural follow-up for students. After learning what it takes to make money, both as a business generating a profit and as an employee earning a paycheck, students now can take a deep dive into their personal financial futures to understand what they are going to do with that paycheck that they earn. During the JA Finance Park experience, students will be transformed from a teenager into an adult with a career, family, and credit history that represents one of the many future possibilities for their lives. Assuming that new identity, they will navigate all the financial decisions that we as adults have to make each and every day to meet our family's needs. Both programs combine 20 in-class lessons that are aligned with the Georgia Standards of Excellence with a 4-hour on-site simulation supported by volunteers to create a world-class learning experience that will stick with our students long into their future. Rather than continue to tell you about these programs, we would like to share them with you through a video.
JA Discovery Centers offer students a 360-degree learning experience that brings relevance, authenticity, and application to the traditional academic setting. JA BizTown and JA Finance Park provide middle school students the ability to experience their futures firsthand, to take concepts they've learned in the classroom and live them out in a fully immersive and innovative environment. JA BizTown is an unforgettable experience where students interact within a simulated economy and take on the challenge of fueling a business. Here, students discover the intricacies of being a member of the community while exploring a myriad of opportunities awaiting their futures. JA Finance Park is an authentic simulation where students experience their financial futures. Guided by their life situation, students apply knowledge gained in the classroom to make routine budget decisions, ultimately building skills to confidently navigate today's economic environment. The simulation infuses authenticity with real brick-and-mortar businesses that represent a breadth of industries, both locally and internationally, that students already interact with in their day-to-day life. Volunteers bring relevance to the experience, providing guidance in their own personal stories from simply being an adult in the real world.
Cool thing is probably how we're getting to make our own life. Like in a kid, we have to ask somebody for something, but in this, we can make our own life and pay for our own things. I learned that you really have to work for your money.
In spring 2021, Northwest Georgia will open the doors to the state's 4th JA Discovery Center. This state-of-the-art learning facility has been made possible by the partnership between Engineered Floors and Dalton Public Schools. The JA Discovery Center of Greater Dalton will reside on the new Hammond Creek campus, a 6th and 7th grade school in the Dalton Public School System. Annually, JA will welcome 13,500 students to participate in JA BizTown and JA Finance Park. Existing business partners, Georgia Power, Georgia United Credit Union, Mercedes-Benz, and Engineered Floors will be joined by businesses and organizations based in the Northwest Georgia region, which include Star Matthews Agency, the Marketing Alliance Group, Hamilton Healthcare, Alliant Health Plans, Dalton State College, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Ford of Dalton, Chick-fil-A, Shaw Industries Group, and OptiLink by Dalton Utilities. The business community has dreamed alongside JA. Together, we hope for our young people and educators to feel connected to their local economy. JA Discovery Centers are truly a treasure to their local region.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that little video of just JA Discovery Centers and more on what our Dalton Discovery Center will look like. We're really excited to open that. I wanted to share quickly a personal experience that I had working as a volunteer in JA Finance Park. So my first day on the job with Junior Achievement, I was asked to volunteer in JA Finance Park to get me more acquainted with the program, and I'm so glad that I did. I love to share this story because it's funny, but also because I think it really speaks to the impact that our programs have on middle school students. So I was volunteering with a group of 7th graders, and I had one 7th grader who was extremely outspoken. When he received his life simulation, he was a single dad with one child. He worked a job in construction. I can't remember the exact job, but he made $35,000 a year. And so when he saw that, to begin with, he was so excited. He had never seen, that amount of money, the 3 zeros. He was like pumped to find out that, he had $35,000. But as he went through the day and had to begin making budget decisions, childcare, housing, car, insurance, he saw how that money quickly went away, and he was spread a little thin. And by the time he got to the end, in true 13-year-old 7th grader fashion, he's like, do I have to buy shoes for my child? Can't he just wear one shoe? And does he really need childcare? He wanted the sports car instead. So that's my favorite story, because even though that particular student was kind of in a bind at the end of the day with his financial situation, he still took a lot away from that experience and learned that $35,000 sounds like a lot to begin with, but it goes quickly, and money doesn't grow on trees. So that was enlightening, and that's one of my favorite stories, because it's funny, but I, like I mentioned, think it really speaks to the impact of the program. And I feel confident that that student walked away with a greater understanding of personal finance. So that made me happy. But we'll get back to the presentation. So as you can see from this slide, the results speak for themselves as to how these facilities serve as catalysts for change, not just for individual students, but for communities as a whole. Students are developing the knowledge and skills they need to thrive as adults. Teachers are changing how they teach beyond the JA curriculum based on their experiences, and businesses are building a talent pipeline for the future that will help all communities to prosper.
So as Caroline mentioned, workforce development is something that is on the top of many community members' minds, and it is truly meant that the JA Discovery Centers are not just a resource for our students, but also a resource for the community as a whole. And something that is very, very important is ensuring that we are providing workforce development for our students. So workforce development, as we all know, it's an integral piece of overall community economic development. JA Discovery Centers are directly impacting this important facet of community well-being. The statistic we shared in an earlier slide noted that only 11% of business leaders strongly agree that graduates have the needed skills and competencies to be successful in the workplace. JA Discovery Center programs support workforce development in the following ways. First, our students are receiving a hands-on exposure to business relationships and back office jobs that students did not know existed. We're all very customer facing, and so this is something that is often very, very enlightening for most students. Second, a JA Discovery Center is reinforcing the values of education for students in terms of the technical skills needed to get higher paying jobs. Partnering with our local colleges is a wonderful way to showcase the technical skills that are needed, and then the higher paying jobs that follow those skill sets. And finally, the program demonstrates the importance of soft skills, communication, collaboration, creativity. This is what our employers are stating represents the largest gap when hiring. So finally, we are allowing our students to pair those soft skill practice with technical skill exposure at the JA Discovery Center.
So we are really excited to share more about our JA Discovery Center of Greater Dalton. So this is going to be a 15,000 square foot facility, and it'll be located on the new campus of Hammond Creek Middle School in Dalton. The JA Discovery Center of Greater Dalton will expand access to our programming to an additional 13 school districts around the Northwest Georgia region, and it will offer 13,500 middle school students in our region the opportunity to experience their futures firsthand.
So some of our school partners who already participate in JA programming at a Discovery Center include Calhoun City, Dalton Public Schools, and Whitfield County. But however, they are only able to participate in a limited basis due to capacity and, as we can all understand, distance. So something that is incredibly important when looking at these school districts that can be served by our facility, we want to ensure that they are within really a 60-minute radius so that they can participate fully in simulation each day and not have to cut that due to the constraints of buses and transportation. So what we're looking at here are the number, an average number of the total students in both 6th and 8th grade. So that would include JA Vistown and JA Finance Park, and the average number in those districts that would be invited to participate in the JA Discovery Center in Greater Dalton. So already with the schools that we were mentioning that fall into our Northwest Georgia region, that reaches 115 days to serve all of their 6th grade and 8th grade students.
So like I mentioned just a minute ago, our JA Discovery Center of Greater Dalton is coming soon in 2021. We are very excited about that, and we hope that your school system will take part in a JA Discovery Center experience. Your students, no matter their background, will have the opportunity to develop skills and motivation to thrive. Junior Achievement welcomes your students to a truly authentic experience for them beginning in 2021, and we're excited to share that with all of you.
Everybody, thank you so much. We enjoyed getting to virtually talk to you guys today. Look forward to answering any questions and furthering the conversation with your school districts. You can always reach out to both Caroline and myself to hear more, to learn more about the programs. Everybody stay well, and we look forward to talking in the very near future.
All right, and a quick question for you two. Do you by chance? Oh, good. There we go. There's some contact information there, georgia.ja.org. And also, I do have a quick question. It's something that, in my own experience, surprised me how the Discovery Centers they serve primarily, like you mentioned, a middle school audience, but there are also other opportunities for other school levels. Could you describe some of those partnerships you have, not just with my school, with the Career Fair partnership, but other such resources, digital and physical alike, that you offer to area schools?
Absolutely. So we do place a tremendous amount of focus on the middle school age. You know, that is, as we mentioned, where we saw the biggest decline in engagement in the classroom. So of course we want to focus most of our programming to meet the needs of those middle school students. But like you mentioned, Kevin, yes, career days are very important to us. Actually, once a region has a discovery center, we like to even hold those career days that we call JA Inspire events in our discovery centers. The authenticity of what they're seeing in the JA Discovery Center to really put a brick and mortar, you know, with the businesses that they're interacting with is such a meaningful experience for our students. So career days are a huge component to what we do outside of the Discovery Center. And then we also have options for summer programming. We have options for our local business partners to utilize an advanced JA Finance Park for their employees. It's something that we realize is not just applicable to a middle schooler or a high schooler, but also to adults, navigating what a personal family budget looks like. And it's not too late to provide assistance to our community. So it truly is meant to be a community resource, a Northwest Georgia community resource that we all take advantage of. Kevin, it looks like you might be muted.
Yeah, forgot to take myself off mute. And if I recall correctly, too, for some of the digital resources, that's a matter of contacting area reps such as yourself. So anyway, it's something that I'm thankful for those who have tuned in, because this is something that that's kind of to me, seems an undersung resource and partnership that can be used in developing students in the college and career readiness domain. That you may see a little language shift to life readiness in the near future, life readiness for the school counseling model. So yeah, definitely part of that is being able to navigate that global economy. So hope everybody finds this useful and finds a new partner in Junior Achievement, given how well they have us covered here in North Georgia and Northwest Georgia. So thanks again to Anna and Caroline for providing this, and y'all get those messages rolling to georgia.ja.org. Get on their contact page and light up their inbox. Thank y'all so much.
Kevin, thank you for having us.
Bye, everyone.